Good evening, everyone. This is Nefet Kesamen, and this afternoon we are live again. I haven't been on for the last almost 2 weeks, and yes, I missed being on live. I have a little music playing in the background. I'm not sure if you're hearing, but I'm gonna take it off now, right? But I miss being online with you for the last 2 weeks. What happened that Thursday morning when I had to postpone our session is because that day I was not feeling 100%, and I have been laying low a bit. As you know, as I mentioned before, it's coming to the end of the school term. You have CXC to do, so I had all those papers and documentations to do for CXC. So amen, that's completed. My students are off to write their examinations. And, now I'm refocusing a little more now. I've gotten a little rest for the last week or two, from exercising, because I had to weigh in on what was most important at that point in time. Yes, I'm important, but I really needed to take that time a little. But here's what, this afternoon, I want to share with you I want to share with you what we can do to become a little more consistent in what we do. And this too could be translated to other aspects of our lives. Now, what I've recognized over the period of time is that to develop this consistency, you need to have a number of things in place. All right, you must have a number of things in place for that consistency to develop. Now, the consistency doesn't come immediately, it comes over time. All right, it comes over time. It comes with actually doing what we really need to be doing. So I want to encourage you that when you decided to start skipping or doing any other or trying to achieve any other goals that you want to accomplish, I want you to remember, and I'm speaking to myself as well, we need to have that motivation, that motivating factor. Now I'm skipping, you're exercising, whatever exercise you're doing, one of the things we have to know for sure is what is motivating us. Now, I know we would say we want to lose weight, and yes, when we exercise, it feels good, but that's good. That's good. But here's what is most meaningful for me along this path is that when I exercise, I am definitely more productive. I am definitely more productive at work. I'm more productive at home, and that in itself is the outcome of that. Yes, is feel good as well. That sense of accomplishment. In addition to that, you're actually a lot more alert. You're alert you're a little more alert and aware of your environment and your space and your body and how you feel. And last but not least, where the motivation is that what is for me the motivation in exercising is that somehow automatically I actually eat healthier. And here's what, as I was writing down my little notes here, what I've recognized or what I've really had a little aha moment just now. I said, but you know something? When I exercise, one of the things that definitely happens is that I am less stressed. And if I'm less stressed, I find that I eat healthier. All right, when there's little or no stress, I eat healthier. And what I find, and I don't know if you could relate with this, when we under a lot of stress, some people turn to food. What do you turn to during that time? And if you're turning to food and sugary stuff, then we need to pay attention to that, right? Because for another time, we will talk about how the sugar impacts our bodies and that sort of thing. But when we are motivated by the mere fact that we are more productive, we are more alert, we feel less stressed, and we eat healthier, the losing weight and feels good comes automatically, and that's really good. So find your motivation. Why are you exercising? Yes, we want to look good. Yes, we want to lose weight. But I'm certain there are more things that can motivate you into really exercising. Now, another thing that I've found over, the time, and I've observed other places, I've observed myself, is that when we are starting up a routine, when we are starting to create a habit, what we need to do is to ease into that habit. Ease into the habit. We start with small workouts, all right? Now, if you would look at all the challenges that we might have posted in the chat, or any challenges that you would have done before, you would notice that it is done on a gradual basis, all right? What that does for you and I is that it helps us to pace ourselves and to build muscle upon muscle, build strength upon strength. And it really is a motivation. Okay, 10 more efforts, 10 more efforts. You can do it. The only difference between yesterday and today is 10 more jump ropes, 20 more jump ropes. And as we begin to build that momentum, you find that it becomes easier. Because honestly speaking, from skipping from 500 to 2,000 over the period of time, that gradual move, or some people might say that's a huge move, but again, that all boils down to how active you are, how your level of fitness and all that sort of thing, and the time you have to put into the exercise, that it became easier. So I remember when I got to 1,500 jump ropes, it's like, okay, just 5 more, 500 again, and I could do that. So it really helps to build your confidence as well. So yeah, let's do a little by little. Here a little, there a little, line upon line, precept upon precept. That's how we learned. We didn't learn the 2 times table in one go. We learned it piece by piece, and we got there, right? Good. So that's 2 points. Find your motivation, ease into the exercise. Don't try to do too much on your first day. You build your momentum as you go on. And that brings me to the third point, right? That brings me to the third point. And that is, when we decide to exercise, we need to do something that we enjoy tremendously. And even if you don't know what you enjoy yet, what you could do is simply try different types of exercise. All right, you could try different things. For me, I've been pretty much an all-rounder. I like walking, and eventually the walking end up into jogging and that sort of thing. I enjoy cycling. Now I'm really enjoying skipping. That period I did not skip, I felt like, oh my gosh, I want to skip today. Oh my gosh, I want to skip today. But I just really couldn't at that point in time. But hey, I'm back on the road again, and I'm skipping, right? So in doing something as you enjoy, you could probably try to join an exercise class if you want. All right, there are lots of online exercise class going on at this time. You could always go outside. I remember last year when we were in lockdown, I used my yard space right around my home. I ran up the stairs, down the stairs, and I mixed it up. I included weights in the exercise routine and that sort of thing. But here's what, as I'm talking about space, I know someone would have mentioned that the skipping space might be a little issue. The thing is, any little corner you could find, you just skip. This is what I love about skipping. You don't really need a huge space. Even if it means you have to go out in between your gate. Yeah, that's outdoor. Between your gate and your road, skip right there. It doesn't matter who's watching. That's okay, because who knows, you might motivate someone. So as I spoke about space there, the space, you don't have to do skipping inside, do it outside. Do it on the bridge that you have to cross to leave your gate if you can. All right, so we could always find spaces. One of the other thing is that we often say, I don't have time. When I go find the time, I have so many things to do and all this sort of thing. Here, I was real kind of guilty of that at one point in time. But here's what. what happened is that I said, okay, here's what Nefit, you're going to schedule this in, and this is what you have to do. You have to schedule in the time you're going to exercise, the day you're going to exercise. Block that out. This is your time. This is me time. And take that time to see about you, to love up yourself. You know, this is the time when you skip your exercise, you sit up, you do crunches, whatever you do, but take that time as your me time. That's your downtime. Make the time to exercise. Make the time to do the thing that you enjoy. All right, make the time to do that. And you know, trust me, you know what happens. And if you observe a little more, sometimes we say we don't have the time to exercise, but the day you sit down and you start to exercise, and that exercise becomes a routine, here's what happens. Remember, I said before, when I said find your motivation, and I said to you that when I'm exercising, I am more productive. You know, we actually get through a lot faster with other things that you have to do around the home or even on your job. You actually, because you're more productive, because you're exercising, you find that you actually have the time to exercise because you have more energy that actually make the job. You do it and you get things done like this. Your mental faculties are sharper, so you actually get through faster. You come up with brilliant ideas. So all of these, if you notice, everything is really interconnected and interrelated. All right. Now here's what's going on, and this really helps all of us in one way or the other when we actually have company. When we actually have company to exercise. All right. When you have someone who is there and exercising with you, that in itself is a form of motivation. All right. And what you do when you have company, of course, you're going to select your company wisely. What you're going to do there, you're going to track your activity. All right. You're going to track your activity over time. All right. Because when you track your activity over time, you find that you actually see where you are growing. You actually see what adjustments you can make in terms of your developing this consistency and that sort of thing. All right. So when you actually see those progress, it motivates you at the end of the day. Take note of your accomplishments. And one thing I don't want you to ever forget to do is that when you have accomplished your goals, whether it's big or it's small, take a pat on your back. Take a little pat, hug yourself. Hug yourself. Hey, I was able to do it. This week went well, and feel good about it. And you plan again and you keep moving on. So those were some of my tips for you today. I hope you find that it has been very useful. All right. So I want to remind you of those 5-6 points I would have mentioned. You find your motivation. All right. Why are you skipping? Why are we exercising? Find your motivation. All right. Then I want you to ease into it. Don't try to do too much too quick. All right. Then do something that you truly enjoy. Do something that you truly enjoy. All right. And here's what. Make sure that you schedule it. Take time for you. Nobody else will do it for you. This is something that you have to do for yourself. All right. Get a company, whether it's a close friend, a family, somebody you could video call on Zoom and you're there and you're exercising and that sort of thing. All of that adds to us being consistency. It comes as though you have an accountability partner when you have a partner who's exercising as well, or who is motivating you as well. All right. And make sure you take note of all the progress that you make along the way. All right. That too will help to motivate you. All right. So I just want to thank you for the time that you would have spent here with me this afternoon. Feel free to add your comments or ask any questions. I am willing to be your accountability partner as well. You could partner up with me. We could message each other and decide, well, what day, what time. I'm very flexible You know, I'm very much flexible for mornings and evenings. I could, except for Wednesday. All right. I am very flexible in the sense that we could schedule a day and time. If you want a partner, let's do it. All right. Let's motivate each other and let's skip. Let's get fit. Right. Let's feel less stressed. Let's be more productive. Let's be healthier. All right. So as you see, I'm already geared up. So I'm going to skip this afternoon. All right. This is my first day back out. And yes, I'm going to do as much as I can today. All right. So everybody, you just have a most beautiful Thursday evening. Have a terrific Thursday evening. And I'm going to see you soon. I will post again when I'm going to go live. Maybe next 2-3 days, I will do that. And I would let you know, I'd give you a heads up. So if you have the time, feel free to stop by. This is Nefert Kesaman, and I just want to remind you that I'm not a personal trainer. I am just an individual who really want to share time with you, motivate anybody else who wants to be motivated in terms of skipping. All right. So let's go jump. Bye for now.